Hello, my name is Rez. I am a professional game programmer. I do electrical engineering as a hobby. This is day 11 of our advent calendar. We're going to open this up and see what we get. We get a new capacitor, 104. It's the same capacitor. It's a 0.1 microfarad, it looks like. So that's what we've got. Let's pull this back here. This is going to be day 11. So I'm pretty sure they're going to do the same thing that they did before. So I'm going to fold this like this and see if I can prevent the spoiler even from, yeah, they did do the same thing. Look at that. There's a little line here. So, okay, here we go. What do they want? We are hooking up these capacitors in series. So that's interesting. What we're doing is by hooking them up in series, we're basically cutting the amount of capacitance. So here we have another 100 nanofarad. When you have them in series, this increases the sound frequency. It is best to press and hold the button and then use the trimmer to set the highest audible frequency. They have a jumper here. Interesting. So this trimmer is probably going to be used as our full, here's our range. That's a guess, but now we have this switch coming into the equation. I'm going to move that switch over. Let's see what's changed. Yeah, so the switch has moved over here. Basically, the switch is just going to short out this one. So that's why we didn't have a single resistor, and that's reasonable. So we can basically go from 1K to 1.5-ish, right, 1.56, by pressing this button. They're recommending that we press the button, press and hold the button, and then use the trimmer to set the highest audible frequency. When you release, you'll hear the sound of a lower frequency, of course, because this thing will then come back into the circuit. And then we're basically cutting the amount of capacitance here. So let's see what happens. All right, so that's going to be this guy over here. I'll just move this one over here like this. I don't think we really need this switch anymore. It'll come back later. Okay, so we'll pull this down a little bit. All right, so I'll move this jumper from here to, I'll move it on this side because it's a little easier. From here to here. Okay, so this is our short. Pressing this button will short out this thing here. Now I'm going to need something to make sure that's not touching anything. Yeah, so that's fine. So we're going to move this guy right here. Is that right? Now we need this other one, which goes here to pin 3. Let's see, did I get that right? Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, kind of move some of this stuff over, make sure that that's okay. And let's see what happens. So the question was, that was interesting. I don't know if you can pick that up. You hear that it has to ramp up, whoa, that kind of thing. It's doing that because it has to charge these capacitors, which is always fun to hear. Okay, back to this. We press this. So that's the button, right? If I press this, what's the highest frequency I can hear? There it is. Now we got a little siren kind of thing happening. All right. So that's what we've got. And I think this is the direction that we're likely going, where we'll have this trimmer or potentially more trimmers and these buttons that will serve to create the different notes and frequencies. At some point, we're going to have to start looking at frequencies, I think. Yeah, because if this is a calendar for electronic sound, well, it says sound, but build your own synthesizer, I suspect we're going to have to start looking at some basic music theory stuff of, well, okay, how do I get a C note, a D note, D sharp, whatever. But maybe we won't. I'm not sure. And it's probably not worth making an entire technical video about it, but for those who are curious, we have these two capacitors here that are in series like this. These are both 0.1 microfarad or 100 nanofarads is what they're saying. It's the same exact same thing. The combination of these will basically shrink the capacitance, as opposed to if I hook them up in parallel like this. This would cause them to grow. But the formula here is essentially the capacitance is 1 over the sum of 1 over the individual capacitances. Or you could write this for our formula here equals 1 over 0.1 microfarad plus 1 over 0.1 microfarad is essentially what we're saying. So that's basically it. We can do that on the calculator if we want to, where we simply have 1 over, I can put this here, does that show up? Yeah, 1 over, well, we'll do 0.1, and I'm going to do this in microfarad, so as long as we're still in that kind of placement, then we should be fine. Let me pull this down here. As long as we're in that scale, then we're fine. I have this little 1 over x button, so that just gives me the reciprocal. And then I add another one of these, which is also going to be 10, so plus 10. That's what I have. I do the reciprocal of that, and I'm at 0.05. So that means that with these two right here together, this whole circuit is equal to a single capacitor that is 0.05 microfarads, which is the same as saying that they're equal to 50 nanofarads. And it would just keep going if we kept adding more and more capacitors. So for those who are interested in the math, that is the math behind how this works and what this actual formulation would be.